Hey guys, it's Lena and I'm coming at you live from my cinder block dorm room. So I've been accepted for the Disney College program for fall of 2017 and I'm unbelievably excited about it. I've been accepted for the role of merchandise and surprisingly, I was hired by accident. And here's my story as to why Disney accidentally hired me for the college program. So ever since I was probably in the beginning of high school and I discovered about the Disney College program, I knew it was something I had to do. I've always wanted to work for Disney. I'm majoring in hospitality so that I can work for Disney in the long run. So the Disney College program has always been on my bucket list. That being said, I knew that I wanted to plan my life out through college, like through the year after college, and I decided that the best time for me to do the program would be spring semester of my sophomore year, so that'd be spring of 2018. So because I'm so dedicated to wanting to do the college program, I wanted to make sure I got everything perfect and I was ready so that it would actually happen for me for spring of 2018. So it was January 23rd and I got a text from my friend who was also applying that applications had dropped for this fall. I knew that I wanted to fill out the application and go through the process just so that when I did apply for real in spring 2018, I'd know what I'd be looking forward to, I'd know how to prepare myself better and just make sure I got the practice needed to apply. So the application came out, I went on it and I checked it out and I filled it all out, but I didn't hit submit because that's as far as I was planning on going. So I filled it out, I was like texting my friends about it, and a couple hours later I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna submit it. Why not? Just like to see what would happen. Also because after the application process there is the web-based interview, which I heard is one of the more difficult things to pass. Like people get past the application, they'll get their web-based interview, and then they won't make it past that. So I was like, okay, if I submit this, get the web-based interview, am able to do that, get that practice in too, I'll be set for the spring and I'll know what to look forward to. So I submitted it. And I was actually sitting in my hospitality class as I hit submit. I was like, oh well, here we go. And after class I checked my email and it said, congratulations, you have moved forward to the web-based interview, click the link to take it. So I was like, wow, that was really fast. So I came back to my dorm room, sat down in my room, turned on some Disney music, and took the web-based interview. The questions were really like, they made me think because most of them, all the answers were correct answers, but like the way Disney works is they want to see how you work. And so even though all the answers were feasible, they wanted to see which one you would pick and which one matches up with the company standards the best. So that was unique to see, and there was also a lot of repeat questions like in different wording, so they wanted to make sure that you were staying steady across as you did your whole interview. So I did all of that. It took me about 20 to 30 minutes to do. I hit submit, immediately got a response saying that I'd move forward to the phone interview, and I was losing my mind because I did all of this on a whim and I was not prepared for any of this, and I was like, well, I made it this far, might as well schedule a phone interview. Just, again, more practice. If I don't get into the program, at least I had that phone interview to practice with. So I scheduled my phone interview for the following week. It was on January 31st, 8:45 a.m. Yeah, I wanted to do it early in the day because I was watching videos and reading articles that the earlier in the day you do it, the better of an impression you make, because the interviewers, you're like one of the first people they talk to and you stick to their mind, versus towards the end of the day they've been talking to people all day and they start to not listen, but like not focus as much as they should. So I scheduled it for 8:45 a.m. and I told myself not to prep for it. And I know I've watched so many YouTubers who are like prep. I've read so many blogs about like what the questions are and how you should like phrase yourself, but I'm like, listen, I did this all on a whim. I'm not gonna prep. I'm just gonna go in. She asked me the questions, I answer them how I'd naturally do it without studying and see what happens. So that way, if I did get in, it meant that they like wanted me for who I was, like naturally, organically, I guess that's a word for it. If I didn't get in, okay, next time I know I'll study and I'll practice and it happens. So in the week in between my web-based interview and my phone interview, I like joined out Facebook groups because I was like, okay, this is a real thing that could be happening to me. So I joined them all, I was talking to people. I was still unsure of if I was going to do the program, if I got in or not, because again, like, this was not part of my plan to do it for the fall. So after going back and forth with myself for a while, I decided the best thing to do is, when my interviewer's talking to me, ask her for advice, because I'm sure she's dealt with this before. Like, I didn't accidentally apply, but like, this wasn't my plan, and it was all just like spur of the moment. So the next week came, I had my phone interview. It didn't go as well as I thought it would. I was stuttering a lot, but I stuttered, like, I always do that. Like, you watch my videos, you can tell that I stutter. It's like playing with my bracelets a lot, and it made sense because, like, I didn't study for the question, so I wasn't prepared for what she was gonna ask. So I went in, answered all my questions. We talked a lot about my past work experience in both a coffee shop and an ice cream shop, and a lot about like cleaning techniques that I learned in there, and just like guest service in general. And so like by the time the interview was done, I was like, oh no, if I get in, I feel like I'm gonna be put in quick service, which, like, no hate on quick service, it's just I worked in the food industry for like 3 years, kind of wanted to try something new. Also, because I'm a hospitality major, I really want to work in resorts, so front desk and vacation planner are my first choices. Photo pass we also talked a lot about, which was cool because I do photography as a hobby, so I was like, that would be really cool to help me practice, and I already know a little bit about the camera. So, but again, I was like very open with everything, and at the end of the interview, I was like, okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I did this kind of out on a whim. I wanted to practice because I want this so badly, it means so much to me, and I wanted to practice for the semester I actually did apply for, but then all of this happened and it ended up working out so well for me. I don't know what I'm asking, but like, do you have any advice for me? And honest to God, she gave me, her name was Kathy, she gave me the best advice I've ever gotten in my life. It like, something clicked inside my brain, and like, my life has been changed since she gave me that advice. And what she told me was that right now, 6 months seems like a really long time to an 18-year-old. And being 6 months ahead of schedule might seem like it's throwing everything off balance, like, just because with college I'm like, fall, I want to be here for like all the football games and stuff like that. And she's like, but you grow old and you look at yourself down the line, and you're like, 6 months really isn't that long of a time. And especially like in the industry that I want to be in, the sooner I get a start in the game, like, the better, the more experience I get. And she's like, opportunities don't come knocking all the time, and when something comes your way, you want to take it. And it just something clicked in my head. I was like, Kathy, you were so right. Thank you. I'm like, if I get in, I will obviously be taking it now. Like, that is what like secured my decision on wanting to do it. Like, it's not that I didn't want to do it, it was just the timing was off. But after that conversation, I was just like, I have to do it, because she's right. Like, the sooner you do get in, the better, and I can move forward with the company if I want. I can move forward into different companies. It just, the sooner I do get my foot in the door, I can see what I like and what I don't like, so I can make decisions for my future. So that was amazing advice. And so we got off the phone, and of course the waiting began, and the waiting is obviously the worst part. And I remember the first day, like the first wave of acceptances came out, and I was actually going to go to Magic Kingdom that night. And so I refused to check my email until I was at the parks, because I'm like, okay, if I got in, how amazing would it be to like find out while I was like sitting in front of the castle. So every time my phone vibrated for an email notification, I was like, and I wouldn't open it, and all my friends are like, you have to check, and I'm like, no, I can't. And my friend actually took my phone from me and checked for me, and she's like, there was nothing there. I'm like, why'd you do that? But it's okay, it's fine. So the first wave of acceptances came out, and I think like every 2 days after that they kept coming out. Not quite sure, can't really remember. And I remember I was going to Magic Kingdom again another day that the waves were coming out. It was February 13th I was going, and I was like, oh my god, it's happening again. And I kept getting email notifications. I'm like, I can't check it. Got to the park, nothing happened. It's fine, I'm good. And then the next day was Valentine's Day, February 14th, and it was a Tuesday. And normally Disney tries to do like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so I wasn't really expecting anything. And I was honestly just on my laptop. I think at 20 minutes before all my classes for the day started, and Tuesdays are my busy days, so I was like, wow. And I just opened my phone, and there it was, and I was like, excuse me, what? It was, congratulations, you've been accepted for a program, for the Disney College program fall 2017. I was like, I was? Like, my interview was not that good. And I started freaking out, because like, I was dead set on doing it at this point. And so I like texted everyone. I texted my boyfriend first, and then I texted all my friends. I was like, oh my god, what's going on? And my one friend FaceTimed me and was getting like my real-time reaction. I was just like, I don't know what to do, this is amazing. And I didn't even check my role at that point. I was just, I don't cry. And I don't think I was actually crying. I think my eyes were a little watery, but it was so overwhelming because I just wasn't expecting it. Like, I mean, everyone says that, but I was like, wow. And so then, while I was on FaceTime with my friend, I checked my role and I saw that I got merchandise. Hi, talking is hard. I was like, okay, that's good. It's not quick service, it's not custodial. I'm happy. Like, it wasn't my first choice or whatever, but merchandise seemed like a good role. And so I just started getting so excited. I started posting roommate surveys. I actually found all of my roommates. Hey guys. And everything is just so exciting. And as of today, I move in 5 months on August 7th, and I cannot be more happy. So yeah, this was a happy accident. It was a really good problem to have, and although it stressed me out for like a couple months, no, a couple days, it was like a week and a half. Sorry, time is hard as well, but it was overwhelming, and now I finally got everything cleared up with my school, with my housing for next year, my friends, family, all that fun stuff, and I'm just so excited right now, and I'm working for Disney World! My dream's coming true. And I can't stop smiling, but it's okay. And yeah, so moral of the story, try things. Even if it's not your time, because maybe it is your time. And as of spring, don't know what I'm going to do with my life, other than take a ton of classes to make up for the fact that I'm missing out on fall, but life is going pretty good right now, and I'm speechless. I'm so excited to like get a start on this journey, and I'm excited that you guys are gonna be watching me. Maybe, unless I suck, in which case like go find other vlogs out. But yeah, so that is how I accidentally got hired by Disney, and how I'm gonna have an amazing semester next year, like regardless. Thank you guys for watching. When I was referring to my boyfriend earlier that I texted first, who's this guy? I hope I didn't get lipstick on him.